Hey, everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the show. I am Hobbs Prado, your host with the Culture Podcast. Sorry we've been offline for a little while. We've been trying to just get our stuff together, find a studio, and looking for other places to shoot. The weather's been highly freezing here in Poland, and as I know, it is the same way in New York. I know you guys are freezing out there yourselves. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot to talk about. There's so much news going on out there in the United States, where I am stationed in Warsaw right now. There's so much news coming out, so it's hard to catch up on everything all at once because our president is basically doing things every day as fast as he can, and there's so much news coming out. There are different stories. I'm 6 hours ahead of you guys, so what's gonna happen today, I won't know until later on tonight. But you guys get it first. But we can talk about it and break things down and check out what the landscape is in the United States. And there's a landscape being built. There's a foundation being put down for you guys right now. I am just sitting back, listening to people's opinions. I did not vote, as you guys know, for Donald Trump for certain reasons, but I am a moderate. We've talked about it before, and certain things that I'm for, and there's some certain things that I disagree with. And like everybody else, that's our right in being an American and loving our Constitution and loving our the way that we have built ourselves over 200 years. And growing up in New York, I'm really a proud New Yorker. Love my home, and this is what it is right now. So now, as I don't, like some of these stories these news that a lot of people, you guys don't tune into, as some news I don't tune into. I don't read the military.com on a daily basis, but there was a new report out about them feeling the effects of segregation in the military, and that now with the new the Secretary of Defense, the new Pete Hesjeff, that is now the lead in the Defense Department, is basically, which he's no neo-Nazi. He is basically putting out memos to the people on hiring process for highly qualified, highly intelligent fellow brown people, and this is it's not far fetched, guys, because with the DEI situation and how they're going hard, which Obama went hard with immigration, but these guys are door knocking. This is something that we've never seen before, right? So these guys are door knocking, looking for immigrants, looking for illegals, criminals, as they say, but they're going into the most low income neighborhoods, and they're not going into where they say they're kind of upset that these sanctuary cities are not letting them in. As you know, today or yesterday, I'm a couple hours behind, that somebody is suing Lita James and also New York State for immigration policies here in New York State. So, yeah. So I wanted to get into what is going on with this segregation thing. We've always been a country. Today is, Musa, my producer, always say, hey, let them know today is freaking Thursday in Poland and Warsaw. And I think it's the the 12th, right? So welcome all to the show, and I'm here discussing some politics with the culture, and we're also discussing, eventually we'll be going off topic and not just doing news and politics. That's the plan. We want to be doing other things and actually fact finding, and really going to go talk to people on the ground and here in Europe and see how they feel about our situation and our politics and our boy. Oh, I'm having such a fucking problem with this stupid light. Oh God! But it's good to see you guys here. For those that been supporting the show, we do plan on starting a GoFundMe to move to not to move to Ukraine, but to travel to Ukraine and also to travel to Gaza, and get the stories on the ground there for you guys, which we're super stoked about. That's something I'm looking forward to do. Though it is super dangerous, but there's so many kids out there that need their story told, and I think it's important, So, yeah, I want to go back onto this situation here that we were just talking about, with the segregation in our military that's supposed to come and to stop hiring of highly intelligent brown and black people. The military is made up pretty much like 50-50, half and half. This guy's going to talk about it. It's like 49.9 or 40.6% brown and black people to white. So I don't know what the justice and what these people are getting at, but let's listen in here for a little bit, and then we'll get a reaction from myself, and hopefully we can guys.
I know I'm banging this drum a lot today.
You guys
Please
can
subscribe. I am
call me up
50,
or send me an email and
we
we can talk about it.
A million subscribers. Bananas.
So
seriously, I'm so lucky.
Okay.
Black people, and in the thumbnail, because it's YouTube. On February 6th, let's talk about this. On February 6th,
this was last week. Let's talk about.
The title of which, if you want to go look for it, is Racist Trump Threatening Criminal Charges for Companies That Hire Black People. And in the thumbnail, because it's YouTube, and you got to give a little bit of mild clickbait, even though I stand by both the thumbnail and the title in this case. Trump bringing back segregation. And here's the description of the video. Jesse talks about Trump's dispatching of his Attorney General, Pat Bondi, to threaten criminal prosecutions of private companies who have DEIA policies to enable the hiring of black, LGBTQ, etc. employees. So Donald Trump is threatening criminal action against private companies who have hiring policies that are their business, right?
Right.
A lot of people push back. Oh, that's total clickbait. That's not. They're not bringing back segregation. They're not trying to hire black people.
He's telling the truth because there's a write-up in military.com.
There was all kinds of hateful, idiot comments of people who aren't clearly watching the landscape of what's taking place in the country, or are partisan hacks who are trying to cover for Donald Trump and their racism.
You hear that?
Enter military.com. This isn't the New Republic. This isn't the Intercept. This isn't Mother Jones. This isn't a left-leaning journalistic outlet. Excuse me. This is military.com.
Military.com, baby.
An outlet that covers stories and has an understanding of what goes on in the military, has access to people. And there's a quote in here. In fact, I'll just read this quote.
Let me hold on.
Fucking racist, one active duty.
Before he reads this quote, when the Secretary of Defense had a town hall meeting, and you can go to YouTube and look it up. Pete Hesjeff town hall meeting with his military defense people at the Pentagon. Yo, it was the funniest thing watching this guy go on stage. And because we all know about his credentials, right? He's a Fox News host, right? So he has no business. He was I believe not even he was in the service, but it was like the National Guard, and he's just one of Trump's henchmen. You can't tell me putting these people in these places that are unqualified, especially this guy with charges that he has, and everybody that he's put in place got some type of charge. You right? Like it's not clean anymore, right? For the regular white people. I'm joking, but what I'm saying is, Pete, if you see that town hall meeting, if you YouTube it, you got to look at the people that were sitting down, the audience, which were all military people, colonels, sergeants, people that were head of the military, agents. I would assume. Look at those people. Look at those people's faces. Look how serious they look and were not feeling this guy doing a town hall meeting for the military, basically telling them that I feel like it was a push to them saying we're gonna do it our way and you have nothing to do but other than follow orders. And this is another thing about following orders, man. Check it out. It's just
Army General told military.com on the condition of anonymity to avoid
go down the
retaliation.
chains.
To avoid retaliation, this active duty general had to remain anonymous. Here's the headline: Military drops recruiting efforts at prestigious Black Engineering Awards event. Now, let's take a step back before I read from this. The narrative by Republicans, the narrative by Donald Trump and other racists, yes, other, including him, others who are racist, is that DEI just wants to hire any black body, whoever. Just, get them in there. They're black. That's good enough. They act as though qualification has nothing to do with it. That it's just the color of your skin. And that actual qualified white people get boxed out of jobs.
The extreme white one.
So that an unqualified black person or gay person or trans person or woman or name your hated group by Republicans, so they can get the job. That's what they would have you believe, right? Mm-hmm. So why, in this case, would they pull out of a prestigious Black engineering event that I think they said was like ripe with talent? It's the most dense talent venue or something like that is how they describe it. You're turning down the possibility of hiring wildly talented, wildly intelligent, wildly skilled candidates for jobs within the military only because they're black.
Exactly.
It's the reverse of what they claim because they're liars. They're racist, white supremacists. They've allowed the white Christian nationalist agenda to take hold, and now they have Pete Hegseth, a white supremacist,
Project
as the
2025,
Secretary of Defense, to put this into action. And as I talked about in a previous video, the makeup of the military is just about 50-50 white and then minority groups. Latino, Asian, black. Roughly 50-50. I think it was 49.6% black and Latino, black and brown folks, right? Here's the article.
Wow. Something else, man. It's the landscape that they're building, I'm telling you.
The Army and other service branches are abandoning recruiting efforts at a prestigious Black engineering event this week, turning down access to a key pool of highly qualified potential applicants amid President Donald Trump's purge of diversity initiatives in the military. Until this week, Army Recruiting Command had a long-standing public partnership with the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEYA, an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. The event, which takes place in Baltimore. Oh no, that's a historically very black city. I see why they wouldn't want to go. Very scary for white Republicans.
Tough.
Yeah. The event, which takes place in Baltimore, has historically been a key venue for the Pentagon to recruit talent, including awarding reserve officers training corps scholarships.
We're just going to talk about landscape.
Military service to rising engineers. Past
so
Bay
much shit
events
going on.
have included the Army Chief of Staff and the Defense Secretary. Quote, "This is one of the most talent-dense events we do," one Army recruiter told military.com, on the condition that their name not be used. "Our footprint there has always been significant. We need that talent," says a subject matter expert, a military recruiter. We need that talent, whether they be black or white. These are talented, qualified, skilled individuals. The services cited concerns that participation in the predominantly black event could run afoul of Trump's order and the Pentagon's intensifying push to erase diversity efforts in the military, according to multiple sources familiar with the decision. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on January 31 ordered that Black History Month, Women's History Month, and others were officially dead, quote unquote, and that the military would no longer mark them. Quote, "In compliance with the Department of Defense and Headquarters Department of the Army guidance, U.S. Army Recruiting Command will not participate in the upcoming BEA event," Madison Bonzo, a service spokesperson, said in a statement to military.com. Quote, "Service members and civilians are permitted to attend this event in an unofficial, personal capacity if they choose to do so." The Navy, Air Force, and Space Force also pulling out of the event. And then down here, additional recruiting events tied to specific racial or gender groups are also likely to be scrapped, two defense officials told military.com. That includes other conferences and career fairs with thousands of participants, thousands of qualified, highly skilled participants. So what's the reason? They're black. Are they qualified? Yes. Are they highly skilled? Yes. Are they sought after? Yes. Would they benefit the military? Yes. But because they're black, this is where the rubber hits the road, folks. Are they skilled? Yes. But are they black? Yes. Disqualified. We're not even going to look at them. We're not going to seek them. We're not going to try to recruit them because they're black.
I'm not saying it.
In spite of the fact that they're qualified.
Am I thinking it?
In spite of the fact
I was laying this out for you guys
wildly
weeks
needed
ago. So,
but because they're black, they're not being hired. We're going to finish with that quote I read earlier. "It's fucking racist," one active duty Army general told military.com, "on the condition of anonymity to avoid retaliation. For the Army now, it's blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart." That's not coming from me. That's not coming from
either.
Critics who said, "Oh, Donald Trump's not in for the segregation." You're just lying. You're a libtard. Hurt me there. A U.S. Army general, someone who he hadn't been there, they hadn't been there, whatever they are.
This guy's saying they're racist. The news saying they're all neo-Nazi racists. I mean,
they are also a subject matter expert.
Fuck.
YouTube troll. You are not. You are an armchair moron who supports a fascist. You're just lying, libtard. Fantastic. I stand by my earlier video from February 6th, and I'm adding to the pile of evidence here. This is the agenda. The Republican Party is the most organized, most effective white supremacy organization on the planet. And they're going to ruin our military. They're going to decrease its numbers. Anyway, all of the things that you can extrapolate from what kind of deleterious effects this will have on military readiness, on our security posture on a global stage. What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054.
Call me. Talk to me about this. What do you guys think, man? This shit is nutty buddy. Right? I mean, what's next, right? So it's definitely gonna be, I know you guys don't like mainstream media, blah, blah, blah. I like going from different places and gathering from different pieces and just putting it all together. But this kind of leans into what this guy's talking about neo-Nazism and racism in our country, like, or in our government right now. It's like what is it gonna take? I mean, I don't know how bad they're gonna fuck everything up. Really, like, I mean, they're already doing a pretty bang up job now, right? So, uh, what's it gonna lead to? Because I just heard Elon speak to uh, a group of, I believe, billionaires, millionaires about, I think it was a gathering in Dubai, where he doesn't even know how much words are going to lead to because of bureaucracy and whoever comes in next. That's even if Trump leaves, right? Because he's already talking about that. You can do a whole show on him just not wanting to leave office and trying to break down the Constitution where he can go run for a third term, which no one's gonna go for that, right? So, well, who knows with where this country is going? You don't even know if that's gonna. They're already talking about constitutional crises and so forth. So you don't know where that's gonna go, right? So let's listen into just following up from the gentleman we just heard about the black segregation that's happening in the military for the most qualified people are not going to be looked at, which are black and brown people for different events that they're cutting off from their DEI agenda. So let's just listen into this real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry. Yeah, here she is.
Accusations against Donald Trump's pick to lead the FBI, to the push to dismiss a rather open and shut bribery case against New York City Mayor Eric Adams, to comments Donald Trump just made in the Oval Office blasting federal judges who have ruled against his administration. The MAGA movement's efforts to obliterate the rule of law in America are coming into fuller view today. We begin with the top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee suggesting that Kash Patel might have lied under oath to Congress and is secretly plotting a purge of career civil servants at the FBI.
Listen up.
In a letter to the Inspector General of the Department of Justice, Senator Dick Durbin says that Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bobe told attendees of a January 29th meeting between top FBI brass and leadership at the Justice Department this, quote, he received multiple calls from Stephen Miller the night before. Mr. Miller was pressuring him because Mr. Patel wanted the FBI to remove targeted employees.
Stephen Miller, one of the most racist, one of the most hateful, like, worms in government that just weaseled his way in. Another one with that's unqualified to be wrote biggest papers for neo-Nazism. He hates himself. All right, people. So this guy's just a puppet, just like Nick Fuentes, just like Kash Patel, Peter Sajev, Steve Miller. All these guys are just little puppets, right? These guys are like the leader of the Proud Boys. They're all on the same level. They're not qualified. These people are just are bootlickers, as they say. Trust me, and they're all on the same team, which is scary. And they hold power right now, and we voted them in. So or Trump won. So I don't know how else, one person wrote me and was like, hey, USA, are you okay? Are you guys okay over there? You guys are looking pretty hurting. Like, the world is totally laughing at us. I'm embarrassed, honestly, certain days when I'm here walking around Europe, just about what's going on, how immature we're handling ourselves. And we used to be respected and hold to a certain level, and I feel like that has slipped away so much because of these guys. But here we go. Sorry.
Faster, as DOJ had already done with prosecutors. Now, according to Senator Durbin, notes from that meeting read, quote, KP, Kash Patel, wants movement at FBI, reciprocal actions for DOJ. Durbin adding this, quote, it is unacceptable for a nominee with no current role in government, much less at the FBI, to personally direct unjustified and potentially illegal adverse employment actions against senior.
We're talking about unqualified people. This guy's the most unqualified person to lead the FBI. I mean, the FBI has done fucked up shit, Hoover, since the Hoover days. I get it, but right now, if even the people inside the FBI are like, hell nah, you know what I mean? Like, they worry, they putting out lawsuits, you know, things like that. This guy's out writing a letter saying that, you know, this guy's, it's unjustified, potentially illegal and adverse, that it's unacceptable a nominee with no current role in government, much less at the FBI, about to be the FBI director. Come on, y'all. We need to wake up with this a little bit, right? Or am I just tripping out, you know? This shit is looking crazier and crazier every day.
Career FBI leadership and other dedicated nonpartisan law enforcement officers. If these allegations are true, Patel may have perjured himself before the Senate Judiciary Committee. For reference, here is what Kash Patel said about this at his confirmation hearing.
You aware of any plans or discussions to punish in any way, including termination, FBI agents or personnel associated with Trump investigations? Yes or no?
I'm not aware of that,
Thank you.
Senator.
There is no evidence of wrongdoing by FBI employees involved in these investigations. If you do pursue investigations of those involved,
not even in the seat
will
yet.
you commit to using standard processes, including a standard review by the FBI Inspections Division and the Inspector General?
Senator, I will honor all those review processes.
You will honor those review processes.
Yes, Senator.
If these are actions that the FBI employees, if there are actions against FBI employees that do not follow those standards process that happen before you get in, will you commit to reversing any decision prior to your arrival so that those standard processes and the standard review by the FBI Inspections Division will take place?
I don't know what's going on right now over there, but I'm committed to you, Senator, and your colleagues that I will honor the internal review process of the FBI.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Cześć wszystkim. Nie uwierzycie w to.
If I don't know what's going on over there, he just said. If that's not scary, bro, I don't know what is.
I don't know anything. I don't know what they're doing over there. Wasn't really even believable at the moment, was it? We should note that NBC News has not independently verified the allegations being made by Senator Durbin, but he will join us later.
Elon Musk in the White House with his kid and Trump hating it. I need to say more, like, unbelievable. It's crazy.
In the program to discuss his findings and his allegations. A spokesperson for Kash Patel dismissed the claims as, quote, anonymous sources and, quote, secondhand gossip. Adding, quote, the Senate should confirm him without delay. We'll add an exclamation point for them. The Senate Judiciary Committee is expected to vote on Kash Patel's nomination Thursday, less than 2 days from right now, meaning that the allegations come at a possibly critical time for the FBI and, more broadly, the justice system in this country. Trump allies are working to remake the Justice Department and the FBI with a particular focus on those who investigated the January 6th insurrection and defendants, with one priority in mind: some categories of people defined by their proximity to and affinity for Donald Trump cannot be touched or imprisoned or prosecuted. And if the justice system doesn't hold them accountable, why should you care? What does that mean for you? That's a question Democrats need to answer, and quickly. Allegations that Trump's pick to run the FBI is leading a purge of the agency he seeks to lead. And the questions it raises about the rule of law in America is where we start today. New York Times Justice Department reporter Glenn Thrush is here. Joining me at the table, MSNBC legal analyst, former...
We need to keep going on that. Well, that just gives you a little insight. You guys are seeing it at home. I just really wanted to show you guys how their Department of Defense and the Department of FBI and then the major big departments in the military are going to be affected by whatever's going on with these guys and what their plan is. And we're not going to know the plan. Well, if you watch The Simpsons, you might know the plan because The Simpsons seem to know scary bunch of shit that's going on. So, but all right, I'm gonna leave this one right there, and then I'll get back to you guys. Please leave something in, send me an email, leave it on the Facebook. Right now, we are still trying to fix up our background and make this a little bit better for you guys to enjoy and stuff like that, and tune in, subscribe. Thank you guys, and we'll be seeing you again soon, man. Tell me what you think in my inbox on my Facebook or my Instagram, and I'll be seeing you guys soon on the next, because, I mean, God knows you guys got so much stuff firing out every day. Later on today or tomorrow, I'll be talking about NATO, what's going on with Ukraine. Again, Peter Hegseth shutting down Ukraine with the NATO talks, which should have been negotiated at the table, them giving up land, and, you know, how it looks here in Europe and how does Ukrainians feel about it. We'll be going to Kiev and we'll be talking about it with them. All right, guys? See you soon on the next show. Thank you for tuning in. I am Hobbs Prada with the Culture. Pretty soon, like I said, we're going to be doing our GoFundMe. Please support. That's going to help us to get to Gaza. It's going to help us to get to Ukraine and other parts of the country where we want to get the real facts on the ground from the people. So see you guys soon. Tune in and get at me. Peace.